Well, greetings, Business45 students. This is Mr.D, and this is a welcome video welcoming you to my course on small business management here at Chaffey College. And this video is just going to show you kind of an overview of the class, how to navigate around in Canvas, as well as how to log into Canvas if you don't know how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and introduce myself. My name is Eric Doucette. I've been teaching at Chaffey College since 2017. I can't remember now. Maybe a little, yeah, since 2016, 2017. I started teaching on-campus classes in business, introduction to business and business communications. And now I'm full-time at Norco College. I got hired there a couple of years ago, and I have been teaching, continuing to teach at Chaffey. So I'm excited to be a part of the team here as well. And this is a newer class for me. This is the second semester I'm teaching it, and it's the first time I'm teaching it in a 14-week format. So I'm still kind of building some of the pieces of it, but I have the first module, 2 modules completely done, so you'll be able to jump right in and get to work. But first thing I want to show you, if you've not ever done it before, is to log into Canvas. And so the easiest way to do that is to come to the Chaffey website, as you can see the screen behind you, and then you're going to select My Chaffey Login right here. And then that's going to bring you into your login page. Now, it's a little different for me than it is you. If for some reason it automatically takes me in, even though I've logged out of this. So when you come here, it's going to ask you for your credentials to sign in before you get to this page. And those credentials are typically, I think it's your last initial, your first initial and your last initial and your student ID. And then I think followed by, that is your username. And then your password is your birth date, the first the two digits of the day, the 2 digits of the month, or 2 digits of the month, 2 digits of the day, and then the 4 digits of the year. And I'm not 100% sure on that, but you should be able to click. It should give you that instruction on that login page. But unfortunately, mine just takes me right into the My Chaffey page. So check that out. If you have any problems with that, let me know, or any problems logging in, please let me know right away. But eventually you'll get to My Chaffey page, and then you're going to scroll down here to Canvas, and that's where the online classes are all hosted. Actually, here's that information right here. Let me show you. So basically it says log in with your first and last initial and your Chaffey ID. That's your thing. And then the password is the 4 digits of your birth date. So it doesn't say that on here, but that's what it is. So, or not your birth date, the 4 digits of your birth date. Sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. Mine's already all set up, so I'm just going to do that. And here it is right here. Let's see. Does it say it? No, that's the authentication. Sorry. So I'm going to do an authentication. Yours will probably do that as well. And then once you click through all of that, it'll bring you to your dashboard in Canvas. Now, your dashboard will show all of the folders for all of the classes that you're taking that are either online or have an online component. And so in this case, I have 3 classes this session at Chaffey. And here's our class, Business Management 45. So go ahead and select that class. And that's going to bring you into our course homepage. And I kind of created a homepage template or table that will help you navigate the class a lot easier. If you look here, there's 4 red module buttons, though you can't see the 4 because it's behind my picture, but if I bring it up, you can. Those are the 4 modules that the class is broken into. They're anywhere from 3 to 4 week modules. Most of them are 3 weeks long. And so whatever dates correspond with the module, or module corresponds with the dates, that's what module will be in during that period of time. And if you click any one of those red buttons, it'll bring you to the modules page where all of the assignments are listed, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But a couple of the other buttons that are on here I want to make you familiar with. Of course, Start Here is where you want to go the first time you log into the class. It'll give you all the instructions that you need to follow to get started. I'll come back to that, because to the left here is the syllabus button. So right there, if you click that, you can view the most current syllabus. You can also download the syllabus. So even though I emailed it to you on paper form or a document form, you can also get it, the most recent one, right here in Canvas. Right next to that is my office hours. Now, I do not have any office hours for Chaffey. However, if we do set up a meeting for some reason in Zoom or whatever, all the information is here. Under that link, it has the Zoom link to use in order to meet with me, etc. So I will never be in there unless we make an appointment. So if you need to meet with me, please let me know, but the information is in that button. Next to that is a textbook. So this is a free textbook class. You don't have to pay anything. It's all online. It's a free open educational resource, it's called. And so when you click that, it'll take you to the website where that book is, and you can read it on the website. I believe you can also download a PDF if you want to read it on your phone or your tablet. You can download it there. And then behind my face, you can't really see it, is a help button. I'll try and scroll up here, see if you can see it, or down. It says help. And that's where you want to go if you just need some help. So just click that, and you'll see there that my contact information is at the top of the page. And then there's the Chaffey Technological Help Desk. You can select that, leave an email, you can call them. There's a phone number. And then I also give you the Canvas phone number. So if you have any issues with Canvas, have any technical issues, or have anything like that, you can email them, you can, call them, or you can contact me. And then I do have a forum down here. If you just click reply, you can ask a question. All the students in class will be able to see it, as well as myself, and you can get general questions answered there if you need to. Don't expect a quick response though, so just go ahead and post it and see what happens, and I'll try and get in there at least every few days and check. But if you need an immediate response, email me or text me. That's the best way, and I pretty much predominantly communicate through email. So everything I have to say to you is going to be through email. So please make sure you're checking your emails. That's the best way to stay on top of things in the course. So I'm going to go ahead and click home here since I moved out of that, and that's going to bring me back to the table. So I went over these first 4 buttons, and then I went over the module buttons. We'll come back to those in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Start Here, and the Start Here button will bring you to a welcome page. So it's introducing myself to you. There's a little bio here that gets into my background, where I teach now, some of the things I did before I started teaching. It's a description of the course right here in the front. Then it tells you that it's an online class, which means that you can do everything 100% online. Here's the textbook information. You can click this link here, and it'll bring you also to where you can download the textbook and read it online. If you need to navigate the class anywhere you're at, maybe you're using your phone or tablet, like I need to get back to the home screen where the table is, you just need to click the little arrow in the very top right of the page, whatever device you're on, and then it'll open up that same menu that you now see over here on the left in Canvas. So it'll bring you there, and then you can go back to the home page. So what are the steps that you need to follow to get started? Well, first off, make sure you've read the syllabus, you understand the assignments. There is going to be basically one big assignment for each of the 4 modules, and 3 of them are discussion post assignments. So you're going to be watching a video or reading an article, and you're going to be answering some questions and discussing it with other students. And then the last module, the last 3 or 4 weeks, there's going to be a research report that you have to do. And that's because it's one of the SLOs for the course. So I'll be giving you more instruction on that as we get a little closer. That's something I've not done yet, so it's going to be a new assignment for all of us. But anyway, make sure you read the syllabus, understand what's coming. Also, watch the welcome video, which you're doing right now, so good job. Then you can get started by going to the modules page, and you want to complete this mandatory check-in assignment, and you want to do it right away. It says here to do it by the 9th, but actually I changed that now to the 5th. So I'm going to edit this page. I'm going to change the date on that because I want you to do this check-in assignment as soon as possible. They're starting to get to the point now where they want students to sign in the very first day of class and complete an assignment, because we have a lot of robo enrollments and things like that. So the way to avoid that is to require an assignment to be done ASAP in order to stay in the class. So make sure right away when you come in here and watch this video that you go in right away and you complete that initial check-in assignment. So that all you need to do is click this button here. It'll bring you to the initial check-in assignment, which I think I need to change the date on that as well. It needs to be done right away, and complete it ASAP. Yeah, it says 2/5/25 right here. So get that done right away, and that'll keep you enrolled in the class. Even if you log in but don't complete any assignments, you will be dropped right away. So make sure you do that right away. And then it says right here, do the above right away to avoid being dropped. And then you can access the textbook again right here. You can scroll up here and click that. Any of these will bring you to the same point. And then the last and final step is get started on module number 1. So you can go to modules and get started by clicking the home button, or even just clicking modules right here, and that'll bring you to the modules page. And then just so you know, here's the schedule as well right here for the whole class. So you can kind of get an idea of what we'll be working on each week all the way through the 14 weeks of the class. And that's pretty much getting started. So let's just say I've read the syllabus, I've watched the welcome video, I've read through this start here page, and I want to get started. I can go back to my home page and I can go ahead and select module number 1, and that's going to help me get started. So how I've laid out all the modules is pretty similar. There is some helpful resources at the top here on Canvas. If you've never used it before, you might want to navigate through some of those getting started. Then here is the textbook right here. There's a link to the ebook. This one you're not going to be able to see. That's actually from another class. There's some helps here. There's also my biography there, so you can read through some of those helps. And then when you're ready to get started, just come down here and jump into module number 1. So I have read chapter 1 right here. If you click that, it'll bring you to the book and you can read chapter 1. I also created a PowerPoint for chapter 1, but it was very difficult because they didn't provide these with the textbook. So I had to create slides. I also borrowed slides from other publishers and probably wasn't supposed to do that. So I didn't make one for every class session, but I do have one for the first week. So make sure you review that. It'll probably give you some additional information that could be very helpful, especially if you're planning on starting a small business. And then here are the assignments. So this is the initial check-in assignment I was telling you about, and it's due on February 5th, which is 2 days after the class starts. That's to keep you from being dropped. So do that right away. And then, sometime during these next 7 days, go ahead and read the chapter and then do the quiz on chapter 1. You can take the quiz up to 3 times. It's going to automatically keep your highest score. And then you're going to be starting our first discussion post. Now you have 3 weeks to complete the discussion post, but I want you to get started early. And this one is really a self-assessment on how do you manage your time. So it's going to basically be the next couple of weeks, you evaluating your time management and then coming up with kind of a plan for how you plan on managing your time better. And this really is an important principle when it comes to running a small business, is you really need to know how to manage your time well, or you could be working all the time. So it's a very important assignment for that. So there's not really a right or wrong. As long as you follow the instructions, you create a list of what you're doing now, then you create a new plan, and then you view other students' lists and you make comments, you'll get full credit. There's really no right or wrong to it. It's just doing it. But make sure you do that. And again, you have 3 weeks to do it. So you can start this week by just starting to tabulate how you spend your time currently. Then next week, you can come up with a plan for what you plan to do differently. And then the last week, you can go in and comment on other students' posts as well. So that's it for week number 1. So again, you have an initial check-in assignment to keep you in the class. You have a homework assignment and a quiz. And then you have your discussion post. Now, the homework assignment is due this week. And every week you will have a homework assignment. The homework assignments are really fun in most cases. This one's on product life cycle evaluation. So your chapter 1 deals with product life cycle. And you always need to be thinking about what's next when you're running a business, because maybe the product or service that you offer is not going to continue past maybe 5, 10, 15 years. So you want to be thinking about what could I be doing next to keep my business alive or to keep my product going. And so So giving you a chance to look at each of the stages of the product life cycle and finding ways to give longer life could really be a benefit to you in the long run. So that's really what the assignment is all about, is thinking through what does the life cycle look like and how can I alter that if I need to. So that's pretty much it for week 1. Again, week 2 will be very similar. You'll have a check-in assignment every week. It's just answering questions out of the textbook. You'll have a homework assignment every week, which is something outside of the textbook typically that causes you to really think or understand a concept, and then you'll have a quiz. And the quiz you can take 3 times, and it'll always keep your best score. All right, well, have a great first week, everybody. You'll see me again on video next week. Unfortunately, I do not have any office hours for this class, but if you need to get a hold of me, you're welcome to reach out via phone, email, text, and I will get back to you pretty quick. I'm usually really good about getting back to students. So have a great first week, and you'll see me